shit, look.
Exploring abandoned schools had always been part of Urbex Hill's routine, but that night, something felt different. From the moment he stepped through the rusted doors of the old Otterborn Junior High, the feeling wasn't just that the building was empty, it was that the building was waiting. The beam of his flashlight cut through peeling paint hanging from the walls, revealing hallways that seemed to stretch on forever. The school, which once held hundreds of students, was now swallowed by a heavy, suffocating silence, the kind that feels as if something inside the building is holding its breath. Right at the start of the exploration, one detail caught Urbex Hill's attention. A door marked with red numbers, dripping down the wood, as if they had been painted only moments earlier. He didn't say anything, but his breathing changed. The energy in that place felt different, heavier, sharper, almost bitter, as if something had happened there and never truly ended. As he moved forward, he began noticing marks on the floor, objects out of place, and doors that, according to him, hadn't been opened before. It felt as if someone had been walking through the school just moments before he arrived, or worse, as if something were matching his footsteps.
Somebody's in there.
In one of the side hallways, he found something that made him stop, a rope hanging from the ceiling. It shouldn't have been there, and it made no sense for it to appear out of nowhere. His flashlight flickered at that exact moment, almost as if the building itself had reacted to the discovery.
There's a plant in the middle of the floor, growing out the ground. That's weird.
Urbex Hill called out, trying to keep his voice steady, but no one answered. The silence only threw back the echo of his own uncertainty. Even so, he kept going. In the deepest part of the school, the floor was covered in leaves, dust, and what looked like fresh soil, until he noticed something else, plants growing right through the floor, alive, healthy, in a place where nothing should be able to survive.
Okay. I can't remember if this was like this before or not. I could have swore it wasn't like that before, though. That is weird.
Even shaken, he made his way toward the gym bathroom. The moment he stepped inside, he noticed the inner doorknob was broken. When he tried to leave, nothing. The door wouldn't open. Panic hit instantly. He started pushing from underneath, ramming his shoulder against the wood, breathing way too fast. It felt like the walls were closing in on him.
There's no handle on this door for me to get out. Are you serious? Oh my God.
After a few seconds that felt like an eternity, he finally managed to escape. But it wasn't the kind of situation you could just brush off. The building was growing more hostile by the minute. In the next rooms, he found scattered materials, old backpacks, improvised mattresses, signs that someone was living, or had lived, inside the school. And it was in that area that Urbex Hill saw something that changed everything, a dark trail running down the basement stairs.
Blood on the floor. Oh shit, there's a bunch. Look at this. Oh, it's a trail of blood.
At that moment, his camera cut out on its own. It only came back when he quickly hit record again, and that's when he heard the clearest sound of the entire night. Footsteps. Definitely footsteps. And they weren't his. Urbex Hill froze. The school wasn't empty, and whoever was in there didn't want to be found. Without thinking twice, he turned and began moving fast, trying not to look back. In the final hallway, another sound echoed, louder this time, like someone had stopped right behind him.
Somebody's in there. Yeah.
He wasn't filming the exploration anymore. He was filming his own escape, just to prove he wasn't imagining any of it. That night, Urbex Hill left the Otterborn Junior High without a single answer, but some questions still echo in the air. Who was inside with him? What really happened in that basement? Why does the school seem to react to anyone who enters? And why do so many people leave that place convinced they were never alone? The truth is that some schools were abandoned only on the outside. Inside, something is still awake. Lord Explores had visited dozens of abandoned buildings before, but nothing prepared him for what he would find inside the old Gary High School, a massive forgotten structure in the middle of the city, where the line between abandonment and real danger is almost invisible. That morning, Lord decided to investigate the place after hearing local residents say that strange people had been seen entering and leaving the building at night. He wanted to document the truth, but he had no idea what was waiting for him inside.
It's a fully stocked bookshelf of more textbooks.
It hasn't been burned, but there's one sketchy thing right now that makes me really uneasy. Is the extensive water damage to the roof. You can see it just pouring in right now.
As soon as he opened the first door, Lord realized this exploration was going to be different. The strong smell of dust mixed with old paper filled the air. The beam of his flashlight revealed peeling walls, shattered windows, and a silence so heavy it felt like it was pressing against his chest. When he stepped into the old supply room, he was stunned by what he found. Shelves still full of books, opened boxes, papers scattered all over the floor, chairs flipped over. Everything looked as if someone had torn through the room in a hurry.
There's some books in there, and I looked in, and there's textbooks, and there's trophies up on that shelf still. So I don't think anybody's gotten in here, or at least gotten in here and destroyed stuff. So I'm gonna crawl through this hole and see what I can find. Alright guys, this room is nuts. There's trophies, plaques. Ooh, holy crap.
It wasn't the kind of mess that comes from time, it was recent. Something or someone had done it. Lord kept exploring and found clear signs that people had been living inside the school. Clothes, makeshift mattresses, bottles, bags, and leftover food scattered across the rooms. It was obvious that Gary High School wasn't completely abandoned.
Some books down there. Look at this, like alumni. Supporting class in 1999. Teachers of the year. Bunch of stuff. But I found a voodoo doll of some sort. Looks pretty damn nasty.
The biggest danger in an abandoned building isn't what time destroys, but who chooses to live in what's left.